I never saw anything like that.
Car was destroyed and I was destroyed too.
I always dreamed to be a Formula 1 driver. Yeah, I started when I was a kid. I was 8 years old in the karting, which is the school of motorsport. And actually I started because of my father. My father was racing for fun, and I always wanted to be a driver. So I always wanted to do what my father was doing. And then when I drove the go-kart for the first time, I was completely in love. I always dreamed to be a Formula 1 driver.
I went to university after school and studied engineering, got a degree, and was very much involved in all mechanical parts of life, like in cars, car racing, and also airplanes.
I was born in Brazil, in São Paulo, and we had a big idol in motorsport, which was Ayrton Senna. So I grew up watching his racing in F1 at the time. I was doing a little bit of go-kart when I was a kid because my father liked it. At least I wanted to be a racing driver when I grew up. It changed my mindset when he died. Brazil stopped. Was a huge loss. I never saw anything like that. He was a sign of hope, or a sign of proud of being Brazilian. He was something much more. Well, I think in general was a huge asset for motorsport, and that's how I started.
When you are taking the start of a Formula 1 Grand Prix, you are totally alone. You have your problems. You have to manage the car, manage the race, manage the others, take many decisions in a fraction of a second for the whole race. And it is really character building exercise.
So motorsport is one of the few sports that business is as high as important as the sport itself. And also is a big team sport. It's a big mix between business and sport. You don't think about pushing the brake, you just do it. It's a natural instinct because you've been trained since you were 18 to do that. So in racing you have to take a lot of decisions in the same direction. That's why experience is so important.
You know, if you see Formula 1 is 20 drivers racing in the world. You know, I think maybe when you manage to get there, you always dream to be there, and you manage to get there, and you spend 16 years in Formula 1 with many victories, racing for the best teams in the world, like Ferrari. I raced 8 years for Ferrari. When you achieve more than what you wanted to achieve, or maybe when you achieve what you want, I can say you are successful.
In motorsport, you need the car. So you need the whole team, you need the right engine or motor, you need the right car, you need the right mechanics, the engineers, strategists, right support, right sponsors, and so on. If this is not correct, also it's very difficult for you to win.
In 1999, I was racing in Le Mans with a Toyota. I was leading the race and I had a big accident. Really big accident. The car was destroyed and I was destroyed too. I would say the vertebrae was broken, three were totally broken, the spine was compressed, I was paralyzed with the legs. I could not move my legs anymore.
I lost half of the season, so I was 6 months of recovery at home. I broke all these bones that we have here. So I have like a little plate here to make exactly the same force as what the bone is doing. So yeah, it was a big accident. So I was really lucky to be here because for whatever millimeters on the left, I could become blind. You know, whatever millimeters on the other side, I could even die. So definitely I was really lucky.
I survived only because I was extremely fit. I had physical strength that made me survive. And the doctor came to me and said, you know, from 1,000 accidents like this, and let's see this type of breakage when, for instance, with a helicopter accident or with a truck accident or a car accident on the road, from 1,000 cases, 1,000 die. I learned to be able to solve problems without being affected by the problems. Yes, there is a problem. The most important thing for me, to my eyes, is to find the real reasons why there is a problem. Never lie to yourself, and try to find a way to solve the problem. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot, but at least you are clear facing the problem.
And I will do the same with my kid. If he wants racing and think that's the right way forward, of course I will support him. But I will keep him always aware that the sport of motorsport will shrink and will reduce its size in the future.
So I achieve a lot in professional side, like in racing, but also in on my life, on my private life. I can say I'm really happy because I have an amazing family and I achieve a lot more than what I wanted.
So I think gloves, in a way, gives me motivation to continue. So if I would lose these things that I like, I think I would lose also my purpose and the reason why I'm doing the stuff I do and the reason why I wake up early and I work.
My life, my whole life, has been driven by passion. I have a passion for something, I do it. Whether it's business, whether it's racing, whether it's family, children, I have a passion for this, and that has been driving my life all the way.
I think it means a lot because you had a lot in your life, so you need to try to help the people. You need to try to give your image, to give your mentality, to help, or even try to find some money. Try to really, put your image in trying to give a little bit to the people and trying to pass the image and the idea from the other people to help. Because I mean, if everybody do a little, very little for the others, is a lot. It's really a lot.
Never give up. If you have passion for something, just go for it and enjoy, and you will enjoy the results very, very much.